Hey guys, welcome to Beyond the Mat. I'm so looking forward to today's episode. I've been trying to keep in all my life updates and her life updates. So we have Mimi Bouchard with us today. I really want to go into everything from kind of business redirection, mindset tips, life updates, wedding season. Mimi's just got married. So we need to kind of cover it all. So this is a bit of a hopefully inspiring life update, business mindset discussion. So welcome, Mimi Bouchard.
Thank you so much for having me, Bryony.
I know, I'm so happy you're here, and I've just bombarded you because Mimi takes these, which I want to go into, you take these social media hiatuses, right?
I didn't know she was pregnant. I literally did not know you were pregnant. And I walk in and you're like, oh yeah, I'm 5.5 months pregnant. I'm like, what?
I know.
Because I've been off of social media the past month and a bit or 2 months since you've announced.
Exactly, I know, which is actually so refreshing to hear. So can we actually just start by talking about that? What inspires you to go through these kind of social media hiatuses? Because you've been so present and so public in your past life.
Yeah.
And now you're living this new, calm, centered life. So I want to hear about everything.
Yeah, so it started about a year ago. I kept having this intuitive pull to take a break off of being on the apps, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. And not even just my presence there, but also just having it on my phone and scrolling. And it's not like I had this big problem with it. I'm very busy. I'm, working a lot and, busy with life. So it's not like I was sitting on my phone all day. But I found that, it just became a bit of a habit to check my phone while I was, in line at the post office, or, if I had a few minutes in between meetings, I would go and check it. And I always felt like there was something I had to answer and something I had to do. And I noticed that it became something I would do to disassociate and just distract myself. And I think we can all relate to that because these apps and our phones are literally so addictive. And, apps like so Instagram are designed to make users spend as much time as possible on them, right?
Yeah.
So, I just had this big intuitive pull, a year and a half ago to just start taking breaks. So last year I took 8 months off.
Oh my gosh.
Which was insane. And then I came back on when I released my book. And then since then I've kind of gone 1 month on, 1 month off. But I really just enjoy life more not having it on my phone. And I think last year I had to go through a lot of these limiting beliefs of, oh my goodness, what's going to happen with my business? Because we were talking about that off air, that's something that, definitely comes up for someone like you and I, right?
Yeah. So how did you, that is a limiting belief I would also have and have had.
Yeah.
Because I think we all naturally have that pull at some point to be I don't know whether it's even sometimes you have a Sunday completely off your phone, and then you get to Sunday evening and you're like, wow, I feel amazing.
Yes.
And you're so aware of it. And I think there's this constant kind of narrative but I have a digital business. I need to be so present on my phone. And especially for you and I, building our online community is so much a part of the business. So how do you do both? And how did you talk yourself through this?
Yeah, it's a great question. So basically, last year, I read a book called 10X is Easier Than 2X. My business coach got me to read it, got my whole team to read it. And it really helped me
that down.
10X is easier than 2X. Okay. You don't even need to buy the book. You can just go online and read the synopsis because it's a very simple principle. I actually haven't even finished the book. I just read the first few chapters. I'm like, okay, I'm going to implement this.
Yeah.
So basically, the book states that, to get success, especially in business and financially, if you could just focus all of your efforts on the things that could move the needle 10X as opposed to 2X, that's how you're going to see the biggest growth. So I thought to myself, is social media a 10X thing or a 2X thing for me personally? And it can be different for everyone. For me personally, it was a very 2X thing. Right. It wasn't the way that I was growing my business. I'd post about my app and everyone who would have already subscribed that followed me, it's not like I saw a jump in subscribers every time I would post about my app because, from the beginning, those people would have probably already subscribed. So it wasn't a 10X thing for me. It wouldn't 10X my business.
No.
I was trying to think to myself, am I just doing this because I think I should? And I realized that it actually didn't have that big of a effect on my business. And there are a lot of other things marketing-wise that we do within the company that work 10x better. So that was the thing that I needed to kind of realize. And then the proof is in the pudding. Last year I was off for 8 months and my business like doubled. So
that's insane. Yeah. And what were the things I want to get into the nitty gritty. What are the things that you did that were 10xing your business in that time? Because I think a lot of people listening will be like, okay, but how? You know?
Yes, absolutely. So one of the biggest things is like interviews like this, like doing podcasts has been huge for us. And then from that, there's this big snowball effect of word of mouth. And we're so lucky that we haven't really done that much traditional marketing with activations. It's been a lot of our diehard customers just referring it to people very organically. And that's the best type of marketing to have. It's less 100%. Controllable, but when you can get on that snowball, journey, and you definitely experience it with your business too. Yeah. It's the best because it's so authentic and natural. I really lean towards organic and authentic marketing with the company. I don't want to throw in people's faces, like get 50% off, subscribe, like, Facebook ad targeting you every 5 seconds. Like, no, for me, it's like, listen, I'm going to educate with my book, with the podcast interviews I do, with, whatever it is. I want to educate on how this way of transformation is like new and different and very accessible for people like you and I. And then we offer, a very long free trial, a 2-week free trial to get people to try it. And it's very much so the attitude of, listen, you try it out. If it's not for you, then you don't need to pay anything, but we have full confidence that this is going to change your life.
Yeah, I love that. And I think it's so inspiring to hear that, because it's not just about like in the digital space and like in like a subscription model like yours and mine. I think it's often people look at this like quick acquisition method, or like, oh, let's do this, like you say, like 50% off the Black Friday offer or this offer or whatever. And whilst that's great, it's kind of it's not an authentic way to grow a business.
There's not a lot of longevity. In my mind,
there's not a lot of longevity, and also it's the quality of acquisition. Like I would much rather, like this morning we went on a community walk, 8 a.m. It was so nice. It's so good to just like start the day like that. And then I knew I was having you on. I was like, oh my God, this is the best Monday ever. I'm going to feel so good. But yeah, I think like, for example, one of our community members recommending to another one of their friends and explaining in long form, in like a real conversational way, like how it's changed their life. That is a quality acquisition versus just being served an ad.
Exactly.
It can be you don't have that attachment. So that's such an interesting way to look at it, because I've often spoken to Casper, who's now my husband, about this, and I'm like, oh, but I just can't ever come off of Instagram. But I'm going to tell him about you. So, and it's true, the podcast, that long form content, you can go so much deeper and add value. So yeah, rather than just posting a nice aesthetic picture. So,
exactly. And I bet if you, and I don't want, now your listeners are like, maybe stop it, we want to keep Bryony on Instagram.
I'm like, ooh.
But you could totally play around with it. And listen, even if that means scheduling your posts and then deleting the app off your phone from Friday to Monday, like that's a good week.
Yeah, that's an amazing way to look at it. Or having like almost batching your days where you're super present and organized and on Instagram and social and everything, and then having your recharge days, because that is so important.
So important.
So what do you feel like through this you've like unlocked in your life?
Oh my goodness, just really understanding what matters and what doesn't, what moves the needle and what doesn't. Yeah. Just being able to simplify my life and doing less to achieve more. And I'm always all about doing less to achieve more. Like that's why I created activations, because I was like, I want something I can listen to while I'm like habit stacking and while I'm, doing my morning workout or my walk or whatever it is. I want something to listen to that is not really meditation, because I'm too, like go to sit and close my eyes and listen to something. Even though I love, I think meditation is amazing, but I needed something different. I didn't want something to calm me. It was not what I wanted at that time in my life when I developed activations, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I wanted something to inspire me and motivate me. Meditation is great to calm your mind, to clear your head, to calm your nervous system.
Yeah.
You know, but activations, that is the audio that you need to invigorate yourself, to become your future self, to energize your body, your mind, your energy, your soul. It's cinematic music mixed with guided visualization focused audio that you can listen to in everyday moments. It's designed to habit stack. You can listen to it when you're walking, when you're getting ready, when you're cooking, when you're cleaning, like whatever it is.
And it fits into your life. Like you are such a, and this is why I love when we catch up, like you're such a high achiever, like high performer. Like I love your tips that you give. And I think something like activations, as you said, like on the go, it's almost like you're hyping yourself up rather than focusing on calming the nervous system. So I love that.
Yeah. Listen, this is what changed my life. And as much as meditation's amazing for you, and God knows I probably need to meditate more.
Yeah.
Activation is what helps you become that more successful version of you in whatever area of your life. So it's designed for transformation. It's not passive, it's active. So that's really the main difference.
Yeah, I love that. And can we go into, because by the time this episode comes out, I think we'll be in September. And for me, like we were talking about this morning on the walk, September is like a mini January. It's just
it.
I'm actually like, I keep telling everyone, I'm so excited for my post-birth energy.
Yes. Wait, when are you giving birth? December?
Just before Christmas.
Wow. So your January is going to be the real January.
I know. There's nothing like a January challenge.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. And I just love those like moments in the year where it's like a January or a September or anything. So I thought having you on for September would be perfect.
Yes.
But can we talk about manifesting?
Yes.
So I feel like manifesting, I've spoken about this a lot. I don't use kind of traditional like manifesting as such as like a method in my life or something I think about, but I use visualization. I really find visualization like unbelievably life-changing, and it's something that we talk about on the app and with the community all the time. I think having those tools, those kind of mindset tools, are amazing. So can you talk me through your version of manifesting and your definition and how you kind of unlock what you have in your life today?
Absolutely. And I actually feel hesitant to even use the word manifestation.
Me too.
A lot because there is a preconceived notion to it. A lot of people think that it's just, new age woo-woo, close your eyes, think about something and it pops up. It's like, no, that is not real. That's unrealistic. The quote manifestation that I teach, that I know you also align with, is really first becoming your future self before you achieve all of the things that she has. So it's first becoming the version of you that has what you want, and then expecting it to come into your life. So it's all about identity and self-image psychology. So manifestation is about physically feeling like your future self, acting like her, speaking like her, moving like her, visualizing yourself moving through your life like her, as you are already her. I use the term future self, but you can be your future self now. Live your future now is one of our taglines. I can feel like my future self in this moment. So the whole manifestation that I teach is first, you must become the version of you that has it and live your day like you already have it. Your energy is going to align and your mind is going to start seeing opportunities that you might not have seen before. This is all very science-backed. It's self-image psychology, number one. But number two, there are certain parts of your brain that really begin to change when you visualize. Neuroplasticity, your brain literally changes when you visualize a new option. So for example, if you're visualizing yourself, if someone listening here wants to become healthier and start doing Pilates every morning, if you just visualize yourself doing that, that actually creates new neural pathways in your brain, and you begin to take this bunny trail. We have this bulldozed road, the actions and the repeated behaviors we've always taken, and then the more you visualize, this bunny trail on the side starts to appear. And the more you think it and the more you feel it, the more that bunny trail becomes its own real path. So it makes it easier for you to make the right changes in your life. So when you begin acting and feeling like your future self, it actually becomes really way easier to make the decisions that she makes, to show up like her. And then you have the RAS in your brain, the reticular activating system. This is the filtration system in your brain that essentially decides what you consciously notice and what you don't. So if you have a belief like I am a victim and bad things happen to me, guess what? Your RAS is going to find reasons all around you to prove to you that your belief is true. So then you'll find yourself, like getting a parking ticket or, having your shirt catch on the door when you're having a bad day, like, little things and big things, looking at how your boss didn't want to give you that raise, or, always trying to find reasons why you are fitting the image of your self-image of that victim. But the exciting thing is that the other piece, also is true. So if you decide that you are empowered, that you are 100% responsible for your life, that you are a lucky person, that good things happen to you, that you are destined for success and happiness and love in your life, then your mind is going to literally start seeing reasons why that is true. Just like the red convertible example, people have said this for decades, you start thinking about this red convertible that you want to buy, you start seeing it everywhere. It's not because they made the car more. No, it's because you're noticing it.
Yeah, it's so funny. We actually spoke about that last night because we're buying a new baby car.
Oh,
family car.
Yes.
We're swapping the fun car for the family car.
Aww.
But yeah, we were saying the same last night. We were like, we're seeing this car everywhere. I was like, no, we're not. We're just, it's so funny. It's so true. And I think we're so aligned in so many ways. Like I, in the same way, like to look at a goal, and I don't think of like the steps in front of me first. I think of the end goal and what that will bring and how that will look. And I get so clear on the end goal. And then I work backwards from there in terms of like, okay, if I want to achieve this thing in a year, what do I need to do on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, on a daily basis? And it is in turn kind of embodying that future self who has achieved that goal. So I think it's so powerful. And you're right, like I think it's so important to kind of like spread the message that we do have these choices. Like we do have control over our thoughts, like if we slowly train our brain day by day and like commit to these consistent habits, it has such an unbelievable effect.
It's everything. We don't really just have control over our thoughts. We have control over the outcome of our future.
Yeah.
And that is something that if anyone listening takes one thing away from this episode, if you just take this, that will change your life. You must start taking 100% responsibility for your life. I write about this in one of the first chapters in my book, Activate Your Future Self. You cannot do anything if you don't actually truly believe that it's possible for you, that you can design this future. If you go through life thinking, oh, well, things just happen to me and I have to deal with it when that happens, then you're not going to be actively designing the future that you want. You have to know deep down that what you want is possible and you can make it happen yourself.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's such a good message to say. So, and it's exciting. It's like, that's so good news.
It's so exciting and it's empowering, and it can be a wake-up call and a reality check when you first realize it, because you look back on the past decade of your life and you're like, crap, if I'm 100% responsible for my life, all the stuff that happened is because of me.
Yeah.
But then you have to just get over that negative feeling and just look into the future, because it is everything. And I remember when I first had this belief or started to adopt this belief, it actually was quite painful for me because I was looking at my life so far and I thought, damn, if this is true, then, I created the life I'm living today.
Yeah.
But I had to get over that and focus on the future. Yeah. And it's done very well for me. So I highly recommend.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And you have recently gone through, as we've discussed, like a business redirection, which is away from kind of like the meditation connotation and label to activation. So obviously we've gone through the difference, but what I want to know is, what are kind of the business tools, because you've really, as you said, you're into the 10x, not the 2x. What are the things that you have found that are really moving the needle and helping you kind of grow your team, grow your audience? Give us all the tips.
Yeah, so about a year and a half ago, we were talking internally with my team, and I always knew from the beginning, from the moment that I launched my company, I always knew that this wasn't traditional meditation and I wanted to call it something else. I just didn't know what name to call it. So when I first launched, I called it Moving Meditations.
Yes.
And I was one of the first ones with an app that did walking meditations. Well, I was the first one with an app that did walking meditations. I created legs up wall meditation. I designed all these new categories of audio, of meditation that could be, I called it meditation at the time, even though it just wasn't. I just didn't know what else to call it. Yeah. But as an entrepreneur, I always believed to launch things before it's ready.
And then
iterate. Exactly. So I've iterated a lot, but I think we're now in a very solid place that's really going to set us up for this next level future for activation. So about a year and a half ago, it wasn't just like an idea. The word activation's been on my note list, for potential names for years, but we did this whole user research study and made sure that people actually aligned with that word. The intention is that we were creating a new category of audio, right? And it wasn't just us that wanted to change the name. We had so many customers and users over the beginning years of the business that were like, I don't know how to describe this because it's not meditation. Like, what do we call it?
It does something. It's almost like, what are the feelings it gives you? And then work back from that with that sense. Yeah.
And not only what are the feelings it gives you, but it's like, the use case is completely different. Meditation is amazing and it's its own thing. It's designed to calm you and clear your mind. Yeah. But activation is literally designed to help propel you into your future self. It's definitely not meant to calm you. It's meant to energize you and inspire you.
I love that.
We did this whole user research study, and I'm a big believer in actually just like, doing research tests before launching something, because as much as I think something's going to work, like sometimes what I think isn't true. So I think as an entrepreneur, a very important thing is just to really like test things.
And did you take manually, did you pick some pool of people from your audience? And then,
exactly. Yeah. Well, we had people that were from our audience, people that knew about us but weren't subscribed, and then people that didn't know us at all. And we had like a whole product team. It was a whole thing.
Great. Was that something you outsourced? You did internally?
Well, half.
Okay.
We have a product agency we work with, and then we did a lot internally as well. So
amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, so then we landed on the word activations, and then at the time, the company was called Superhuman, right?
Yes.
So then we changed and then we had this whole roadmap for the future.
I did love that name as well.
I know, it's cute. It was cute, but it wasn't like activations. We own all the IP for it, activations.com. We really wanted to be able to put like our flag in the ground and be like, this is our company.
Yeah.
This is an audio that we created. And to be honest with you, I did feel like in the past, like when I first launched, like a lot of like copycats came up, and I couldn't like trademark meditation because I couldn't, obviously, and I didn't invent it.
Yeah.
But moving meditation in the same kind of way that we were doing it, people kind of started popping up and replicating it. So I really wanted something that was like, this is us. This is our company name. This is like, activations.com. This is like the thing that I invented. And that's why I wanted to change the name as well, because it wasn't meditation.
No.
And it never was. So going back to that, so and then a year and a half ago, we decided to then create this transition. So it was Superhuman Activations, the company name, for like a good 8 months. And then about 9 months ago, we changed the company name just to Activations.
Love that.
Yeah.
So it was a smooth transition and like testing all the way. I think that's a good tip to really like test whether you're in the depths of the startup phase, or whether you have a successful business, or whether you're thinking about launching something. I think always test it. And there are like so many ways that you can test it. You can do, like focus groups, or, if you're in the fitness industry, I tested my audience through Zoom and there's so many creative ways where you can kind of test, and it gives you, like you say, you can go for it, launch the thing, but then do tests, like perfect as you go. And I think that constant like growing, evolving mentality is really productive. So how big is your team now? Well,
we have it's very interesting because
tell me.
I don't like managing a lot of people.
Yes.
And I don't see the success of a company I don't think it's based on the amount of staff members you have. I think it's based off the revenue and profit you bring in.
Yeah.
So I personally don't love managing a lot of people. So we have under a handful, like we have 4 people internally inside of the team. And then we have about a dozen contractors that we have like rolling contracts with. So we outsource a lot. I like to hire generalists and then hire contractors for more specialty work. That's kind of been the strategy so far. Obviously, in the future that will very much probably change and evolve.
But how does that look on a day-to-day basis? Because yesterday I was having a conversation with Casper, and he was like, because he's much older than me, from a different kind of generation and a different business time also, because
also a different business,
a completely different, like
business,
he needed to be there, and and it's very much powered by the people, and he's all about being in person as well. So this whole new era of like remote working, he's like, how the hell are you doing this? He's like, you cannot do it like this. It needs to be, every Monday, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, but I do understand that, because being in person, like if you have those touch points and checkpoints of your team being together, you get so much from it. You
just have to hire different people. There are certain people, and I've been through a lot of staff members.
Yes.
There are a lot of people that are not good remote, that would be amazing in office. And then there are a lot of people that thrive in remote roles, and they have that entrepreneur type of attitude, and they really like to take full, ownership and responsibility, and you can trust them. But it really depends both ways, work.
And how you are is like, as much as they have to take responsibility, it's like how we are as founders or, running the company, how we can. You said you didn't really love to manage like a big...
No, I hate it.
That's so good to know that, So how do your weeks look? Because you are here, there, and everywhere. You're, correct me if I'm wrong, still based in the Bahamas.
Yes.
Loving Bahamas life.
Loving it. Just got a new place. Our stuff is in boxes right now because we moved right before coming to London.
Yeah.
We basically spend May to September in our London home.
Yeah.
And then we spend the rest of the year in the Bahamas. So
the dream.
That's kind of like our mix.
It's quite nice how you do it, like with chunks of time.
Yes.
Because then I don't know if you're the same way.
I hate traveling around. Yeah. I hate it. I hate packing.
It grounds me to have that like homey thing, but I'm also still really drawn to the traveling.
Yes.
And to being in different environments. But I need that like home anchor. So too much traveling, it stresses me out, even though it's kind of what I do.
I know. It's so funny because I'm sure people listening are like, oh, I wish I could travel more, but the grass is always greener.
Yeah.
When you travel a lot, all you want is that grounded, homey feeling. And then when you're at home all the time, all you want is that adventure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing, and we're so fortunate to do it. But I think I've learned along the way of like little travel hacks to make me feel more like cozy and homey, of like things to take and stuff like that. So, okay, so you work completely remotely. Is your team based all over?
Yeah, we have some in the US and then some in the UK.
Okay, oh my gosh. So you also have time zone differences.
Yes, but that's fine. Honestly, everyone manages just fine.
Okay, great.
Yeah. It's worked out very well, and I actually don't work a lot anymore. Like I work maybe a couple hours a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is...
I don't like working a lot anymore.
So what do you do with the rest of your day?
A lot. Like, you could get busy. I do 10x.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing more results now. My business has doubled every year the past many years, and it's only grown more since I've implemented only doing and focusing on things that actually move the needle.
But do you spend, like, for example, the rest of the day, do you love to like read or like learn or research or like what are your kind of... I always find, like, especially with an entrepreneur, they, even if like you say they're only working 2 hours a day,
they're doing a lot of other things.
They're doing like they're achieving somehow. Like what are the things that you're doing around that time?
I'm trying to not, like, I feel the past year as well, I've gone through a bit of I'm going through a new kind of beginning in a sense. I have really tried to actually step out of this masculine achieving energy, and I'm very much so have kind of stepped into this more feminine energy.
Oh, I love.
Yeah, and it's been amazing for every aspect of my life. First of all, I've realized that I didn't need to be in this more masculine, like intense energy a lot of the time to create more success in my business because I was focusing on 10X, I was hiring the right people, and like my business revenue has shown that it doesn't actually require me to be that version of myself anymore. So that proof allowed me to really step into it more. And it's been incredible for my relationship with my husband. It's been incredible with, just my stress and anxiety levels. I think I was very much in this intense go achievement attitude for most of my 20s. And I now am really ready to for all my 20s actually. And I'm now very, very ready to just like step into more of a feminine, softer life. And so to be honest with you, I'm trying to actively not be in this like achievement mode as much, even though like I think it is quite rooted inside of me. So what I'll do is I tend to wake up early. I've been really into Pilates these days. Good. So whether it's Reformer or your app, and then I will make a good breakfast. I like to cook a lot. Like I love cooking. I actually found this amazing chef that has done like meal prep stuff for me, but the past few weeks I haven't used her because I've just had some time and I've just been wanting to kind of meal prep myself. So I've been like making elaborate like different salads and proteins and putting them in little glass containers in the fridge and just like really like enjoying enjoying and spending time like on my health and on my home. And then I love, just going on long walks with my dog and, going to different appointments and stuff. And, obviously working for at least a couple hours on my computer. But
do you batch that couple of hours together? Do you have like I find that I have a power hour.
I'm not very routine.
Okay. You kind of just go with the flow.
I'm so go with the flow. I used to think that was quite a negative quality about myself, that I wasn't very routine, and I was quite like harsh on myself back in the day to be very routine. But I've realized that there is nothing wrong with not being as routine. For me, all I need to focus on. I completely
agree.
Yeah.
It has to feel like this whole narrative of like the morning routine, which I am the biggest advocate for if it works for you.
Yeah.
But like, especially marrying Casper, he's like the opposite of me.
Yeah.
He thinks I'm completely insane with my days and my schedule. And I'm like, yeah, you're thriving. He thrives in the evening and he's not a routine guy and he just wants to sit and have his coffees in the morning or whatever and take his time. And I just think as long as the key thing to whether it's routine, like kind of not having a routine is almost a routine in itself. It's just knowing what is true and real and feels good for you at the end of the day. And don't try and fit into something else. Like if waking up at 6 a.m. doesn't feel good for you, don't do it. There's nothing to say that that's wellness. Exactly. That is wellness for the person that feels well doing it, not for the person that doesn't feel good doing it.
A lot of people create these very harsh routines for themselves because they don't trust themselves.
Yeah,
and I
or know themselves really.
Yeah,
so
they don't
trying
trust
to find
that they can create the life. Yeah, same. They don't trust that they can create the life they want without this rigid routine.
Yeah,
and I used to have like a morning routine course like 7 years ago. Like I was so routined, but I realized that the routine isn't necessarily the answer. The answer is understanding how to be the version of yourself you want to be, your future self, in the moment, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I realized that if I could just focus on feeling like my best self in the morning, I would naturally do the things that she does and intuitively listen to what I needed.
Yeah.
So I feel like my future self pretty much 80% of the time now, which is, like way more than I used to. And I live as her in the present moment. So when I wake up, and all I need to do is connect with how I want to feel. So how does my future self feel in this moment?
Yeah.
And just do those things or live my life and go through my morning as her. And that's the only practice that I need. And sometimes I'll need an external way to remind me to be her, whether that's listening to an activation while I do my makeup in the morning, or whether that's putting my phone away and just connecting with myself while I shower. Whatever it is, all you need to do is get into the energy of your future self in the morning, and then you'll know what to do.
Yeah, and if you really listen to your body and your kind of nervous system responses, you'll kind of be guided.
Exactly.
It's about simplifying, I think.
Exactly.
Okay, so I want to talk all things wedding season because you've just got married.
Yes,
oh my gosh.
It's kind of crazy. It was 3 weeks ago.
Did you just have the best time?
It was a wild, intense, beautiful weekend.
Yeah.
But gosh, I wish I could relive it because it just went by so quickly.
I know, it's crazy. Like everyone tells you that and you're like, oh, you don't really think about it. And then it's done and you're like, oh my gosh. And then just life like carries on and gets so busy. So tell me, you were in England, right?
Yes,
in the
we
Cotswolds?
did it. No, in Leicestershire.
Oh yeah, so countryside.
Countryside.
Yeah.
We couldn't find a venue in the Cotswolds that I really liked that much.
Okay.
So we found this beautiful estate that only does 5 weddings a year.
Oh.
And we lucked out with it. It's like a hidden gem. And
did you have many people?
We had 80.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really nice number.
Decent number.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. We had a whole weekend. So the Friday night was like a welcome dinner for close family and friends. And we had, I wish I could just show you the photos while explaining this. We had this beautiful long table under these vine arches in this walled garden and had like a gorgeous like family style meal with like filet lobster, like cheesecake that came in from London from Le Matrieu.
Oh yes, I know
that one.
Choux.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. And then like creme London cookies that we had brought in, and like all of these just like the best of the best.
Can I just say that's the food that people want in weddings?
I know.
We had pizza at our wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
And people were like, oh my God, we had like fries and pizza and like all these things.
That's
and people were like,
want.
thank God we have Joe. We had Joe and the Juices at
love
evening
that.
food.
That is so on brand. I love it.
Did you do like an evening meal?
Yeah, well, we did these grass-fed little sliders wrapped in our monogrammed wax paper.
Oh my God, that's so
And
sweet.
then skinny truffle Parmesan fries and little silver. It was a very vintagey
Love
kind of vibe.
that.
So
I need to see all the pictures.
I know. I can't wait to show you.
I bet you just look like the most stunning bride. You look like a bride right now. Your skin, your hair, everything.
Wow.
So you're still on your bride.
Thank you. I feel like crap right now because I'm like slightly under the weather. But no, you're so kind. And I honestly, when I came in, I was shocked at how glowy you were. Like you have this like feminine, maternal, beautiful glow about you.
That's so sweet.
No, really. This fits you. It's a good
Thank
vibe.
you. Well, I'm so hormonal, so anything makes me cry at the moment. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's a wild ride. So, and then you went straight on your honeymoon.
Yes, like 2 days after the wedding weekend, we went straight to Africa and went on a crazy, intense, beautiful safari, but it was not relaxing. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
So it was adventure.
Fun.
It was adventure wedding, adventure, honeymoon. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe I didn't plan a few more days in between, but it was amazing, no complaints. And it was wild. Like,
but they give you the best memories.
Yes. Yeah, so many memories. I feel like my brain is still trying to catch up.
But you know what? It's so cliche, but the time just like flies by. But the memories, you will have those. Like when you think about it, it just brings you, it like fills you with joy. So it's so worth every minute.
And I also did a lot of visualization before the wedding, so I almost feel like my memories are mixed with like the memories I was like foreseeing in my visualization. So one of our lead composers for my app, his name's Judah Earl. He lives in LA, and I always call him like the next Hans Zimmer. He does movie scores, TV scores. He's like incredible at music. He does a lot of the compositions for the app because we use a lot of movie moments.
How incredible.
So I flew him in to our wedding because we created a custom composition together for a year. We worked on this for a year before the wedding, and for me walking down the aisle.
Aww.
So I flew him in to perform it in real life, and I listened to that activation, or like it wasn't fully an activation because there was no like vocals to it. It was just
getting
music.
You into that zone.
I listened to it on repeat, envisioning how I wanted to feel while walking down the aisle. And we also integrated that song into a lot of our bridal series activations. So just a few weeks before my wedding, we launched a whole bridal series on activations.
Amazing.
And it's like, visualize and manifest your ideal wedding day, like anchor into your wife energy, like, you know, even more specific ones for earlier on in your planning journey, like, you know, like call in the best vendors and all that. There were so many different ones in the app, and
to just really enjoy it as well, because I think a lot of people say like, oh, I found it so stressful, and I'm like, I feel so bad because it's such a wasted memory when you're like, one girl I met, she was like, I hated my wedding. I'm
what?
Like, I know.
That's so sad.
And obviously she married the love of her life. And I think it's so sad that we kind of get distracted by the things that don't matter.
Exactly.
So I love that idea of doing that. That's so nice.
So
I love all
the
those
song
things
that he created for us was actually in a lot of those bridal activations.
Wow.
So I felt like it was quite an out-of-body experience walking down the aisle, because it's like I had listened to it and I had visualized that moment so many times.
Did you walk down the aisle alone?
So I went alone, and then I met my dad halfway, because it was quite a long aisle.
Yeah, he's like, I'll meet you halfway down.
I'm like, I need a few photos alone.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's finish with some quick fire questions.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so what's been the biggest needle mover in the last 12 months for your business?
Wow. I would say focus on 10x. You know, before this, I was trying to do everything because I thought that that's what I was supposed to be doing. But I think the more that I listen to my intuition as an entrepreneur, the more money I make. Everyone back in the day was saying, oh, you need to hire this person. You have to do it this way. You have to, you know, set up like a subsidiary in this country. You have to do it all these specific things that I was just like, what if we did it this way? So it also worked, but it didn't require us to do all these other things. So essentially, listening to my intuition has been hugely successful for the company. I've stopped listening to all of the noise from around and trying to take advice from other people. And I started to trust myself more. So back in the day, I would do all the things. I was testing, you know, Pinterest ads. I was testing this. And we never actually did anything substantial with any of it, because we were also spread thin, focusing on like 12 different things.
And not doing actually one thing. 100%.
Exactly. So we are all laser focused on like one or two things currently in the company. Yeah. And that's it.
I agree. Less is more.
Yeah.
And other than 10x is better than 2x, what is another book that you'd recommend?
Well,
one for business and one for mindset.
Okay. I can definitely,
and your own can be a bonus.
Okay, I was gonna say
you can include your own, but then we need another one.
Okay, just to plug my own book for a minute.
Yes,
it was released in April with Hay House. It's called Activate Your Future Self.
Amazing.
People can find it on Amazon. I think it's actually on sale on Amazon right now. But this was like. And by the way, I was in the taxi and I was like, oh my gosh, I had my book on the counter to bring you. And I forgot it. So
oh my gosh, you're so sweet.
Apparently, I have. I was going to say pregnancy brain. Yeah, but I'm not pregnant, so
I'm passing it on.
You are.
Well, Casper catches all of my symptoms somehow. So
oh no way! That's hilarious.
He's one of those that's like, oh yeah, same.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh!
Before I found out I was pregnant, he told me he also had sore nipples.
Are you kidding me? That is amazing.
I'm sending it on.
You really are.
But I can't wait to read it. Okay, tell me which others. Thank you.
But I was going to say, you say mindset and business, but really Activate Your Future Self handles both, because it is all about becoming the version of yourself that has the life that you want. And it's a very, very simple 3-step formula. The book is, I'm so proud of it. Honestly, I spent so long, creating everything in this book. And I feel very confident that it's like the book of the year for the book that I'm going to be recommending. But otherwise, I honestly don't weirdly enough, as I was writing my book last year, I didn't read any other books because I just didn't want to be influenced by other people's work. So if we want to just talk about all-time books when it comes to business and money, other than the mindset, manifestation, visualization tools that I teach in my book, I would say a very good standard one is Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins.
I have not read that either.
It's huge. So
I'll start now.
Start now. No, it is just great to learn about investing, to learn about how the world works when it comes to money. It was one of the kind of original books that really got me into investing, because I invest a lot of my own money as well. And I think that's a really good, standard basic book. And then mindset wise. I'm just going to say my book because it's everything that I've learned over the past decade and a half of, all the learnings that I've made, and it's everything that's actually worked for me. So I would say,
and it is kind of a 360 thing.
It is.
And any podcasts you love to listen to?
Well, to be totally honest with you, all I've been listening to is birth story podcasts.
I love it.
Pregnant.
Oh my God.
I don't know why. I feel like
it is
so
fascinating.
fun to listen to. And I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I'll try hypnobirthing. By the way, not pregnant yet, but maybe later this year we're going to start trying.
We're adding hypnobirthing to the app.
What?
A whole hypnobirthing series. We're making it like obviously for our current community, it's like challenge after challenge and like constantly like adding. I've just recorded. Casper's so advanced, by the way. So I'm obviously I can't do everything. So I'm doing advanced classes on his body. So we're adding like loads of advanced stuff, but also we're making it like the pre-postnatal destination for everything. So I'm doing like real-time workouts.
Amazing.
Pre, post, hypnobirthing, everything.
Who's leading? Are you leading the hypnobirthing?
No, we have an amazing person. So we haven't like officially announced it. But as soon as she comes, you're going to be so excited. But yeah, it's so interesting actually. Lauren Bostic did a lot on her birth. If you haven't listened,
I haven't.
It's so interesting. I'm also a bit obsessed, and you go down this like deep rabbit hole.
I'm so interested in all of it. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Well, you're in this new era of your life. So I think, as you said, you're future selfing it.
Exactly. I need a few months married without being like just to finish up some big projects I'm working on. And then the next big project, hopefully, will be babies.
I'm manifesting the dream first trimester for you so you can...
Oh, thank you.
I was just saying to Mimi before we started recording, I was like, well... I'm going to be honest, my first trimester was pretty dark. I know for everyone that I know has had a bad one, I know like 10 times more that have had amazing ones. So
really?
Don't let that put you off.
Yeah, I have to get out of this belief that, because I'm already quite a nauseous person.
Yeah, but I also, I know what you mean, but that doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all related to like how your body responds to your hormones changing and all that kind of stuff. Also, like people say boy or girl, like it changes.
Do you know what you're having?
Yeah, I know what
Are you public
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
I haven't even it's not that I'm like one of these people that does like this big announcement or anything, but I haven't got around to it, but I'll tell you. Yeah, we know. So podcasts, you've been listening to birth stories.
Yes, just
love that. Very niche.
So I'm just, being honest here. I could say, oh yeah, I'm listening to like, the School of Greatness or Mel Robbins, but like, no, I'm not listening to anything personal development related.
You're deep diving into.
For me, I need something more entertaining right now.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Anything in terms of like health that you're doing lately? So like any supplements you're loving or like anything you've added into your daily, weekly routine that has had an impact? Yeah,
lots of things actually. I've been very focused on my health.
Yeah.
I've been taking these omegas from Bend Beauty. They're like omegas with DHA, EPA, and it's very anti-inflammatory,
Amazing.
So I've also been doing a bunch of like health tests to see what I'm deficient in. This is also why I'm waiting to conceive, just to get my health in perfect shape. Like there are some deficiencies I have that I'm just trying to kind of get into. And then balancing my hormones a little bit more, like my progesterone levels are a little low. So like, just kind of doing things like that. And then, what else am I doing? Long walks and Pilates that's my thing.
Yeah,
that's my thing. And eating very clean, but also not like restricting, I eat dairy and gluten. Like I eat all that. For me, it's really about my energy going into how I'm nourishing my body. So really weird and random, something I never expect to say. I'm actually drinking whole milk in my coffee now, which
I love that.
So weird because I've never done that. So I'm kind of entering.
I think I can so see how raw whole milk.
Yeah.
And I can so see the benefits. I'm just not
I know.
there.
I know. I wasn't there until we were in Africa and they didn't have almond milk. And then they're like, do you want this like raw milk from the farm next door? I'm like, okay. And then now I just got back and I'm like,
wow.
Okay. So
one thing I will say, pre-pregnancy, this is like controversial advice, but I would get into the best ever shape. I mean, you already are, but just to say as advice, get into the best strongest shape of your life before getting pregnant, because then you can stay consistent with it.
Yes.
If you are not working out and then you get pregnant, you can't really introduce something extreme. So yeah, and stay consistent with it. And because it is the one thing that really anchors you. Like I did my Transform 6-week challenge, like all throughout the first trimester. And I was able to do that because I had already, done that. And it helps you because you feel like yourself. It's a time where you're, it's so much is changing. It's so magical, but a lot is changing. So having that anchor, I would say that's like my one piece of advice. And then also when after birth, you have that strength in you. So
exactly. And your body has like that muscle memory.
Yeah. And also just having time when you do give birth, like for yourself to feel like you and really strong and like a strong mom, I think it gets you into that strong mindset. So yeah, thank you so much for this. Can we just hear where we can find you? And I know it's hard to find you and track you
I don't
down.
know you. I don't know if you can find me.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, don't find me, please.
No, I am somewhat on Instagram. I will post my wedding photo soon. So Instagram is Mimi Bouchard.
Yep.
And then if anyone listening wants to try activations for 14 days free, maybe I'll just tell you, like I have my quote influencer link. It's just activations.com/Mimi.
Okay,
and
great.
Anyone listening, if they want to grab the 2-week free trial, we have a money back guarantee. But the best thing to do is actually grab the subscription on the website on activations.com/Mimi, because we can give big discounts on the website. The App Store doesn't really let us do discounts.
No, I know all about that.
Yeah. So people can try out activations there and see if it's for them. And other than that, my book, Activate Your Future Self, on Amazon or wherever you buy books.
Thank you so much. This was amazing.
Bryony.
I'm so happy we got to do this.
Me too.
And hope you guys enjoyed that episode, and I will see you next week.
Bye.